Hello. Let's talk about Battlefield. Let me explain this for you. Load up game, press X. Okay? Battlefield was made in 2013. It's one of the first games, not one of the first games, but PS4 released, coming out. So you load up this screen right here. You're gonna go into the home screen. This home screen means nothing to you. What you want to do is I'm going to show you how to join a game. How do I get into games? Go into server browser, okay? Server browser is broken up right here. I already have mine preset, but I'm going to show you how to set up yours. Press triangle when you're on the server browser. The game mode's right here. You want to go to Conquest, okay? Conquest is the game mode we're playing, okay? As soon as that's done, go down to slots and make sure yours is set to none, 1 through 5, and 6 through 10. Make sure you have check marks on them right there. Next thing is your region needs to be on North America so you don't lag. Okay? As soon as you're done with that, press circle, and here you go. As soon as you're done with that, this is how you figure out what games to join. Okay, these are the games that are active that have less than 10 people in it. If it's if you go off and do something or whatever, and you want to see if servers are changing, you can refresh the page with R3. You press R3 and it loads again, and it refreshes and it tells you who's in and what's not. Notice my ping on the right. I want that all green. It means that you're not going to lag. You don't want to lag in this game. You'll be very upset. So let's get out of that. Let's go into the customized soldier. Let's talk about what sniper rifles are good and what's not. Of course, you're going to be playing the scout class if you want. If you want to mix it up, you can. The assault classes have submachine guns, and their main objective is tanks, destroying enemy tanks. Medic classes have assault rifles, and they're more medium-long range. And of course, you have different weapons in here, and their main job is to heal fellow allies and revive players on the battlefield. And you have support classes that have submachine guns, large ammo capacities, and they're meant to suppress the enemy from advancing. Basically, you don't want to run in an alley if there's 5 people shooting light machine guns at you. You're not going to live. And also, they're designed to go across the battlefield and supply ammo to people who need ammo, like support, like medic classes, assault classes, and snipers. Let's talk about snipers, scout classes. Let's talk about the snipers in the game. There's 3 different rifle category classes in the game for snipers. You have a sniper, you have a marksman rifle, and you have an infantry rifle. The differences between them, the classes of snipers, marksman rifles, and infantry rifles, is your sniper, typical sniper, will have magnifications to 5, 6, 8, and 10. Bullet velocity for snipers also is a thing too between guns. So for example, this Gewehr 98 sniper has the fastest bullet velocity exit in the game. If I was to use another gun, say this Martini Henry infantry rifle, the bullet velocity is different. This is one of the slower bullet velocities in the game, and that matters because it determines how much I need to lead the target and whatnot. If I use, say, this weapon right here, this sniper rifle right here, it's going to have a different bullet velocity than, say, the Gewehr 98. So using the same gun with the sniper is important because it's a different feeling of what gun is what. The marksman rifles are good for close range. They have a 2.5, a 3, a 3.5, and a 4. It's the same gun. It's the same Gewehr 98, but it just has a less scope on it. The infantry rifles have no scopes. They are, as you see on the TV, they have no scopes. And the benefit they have is they have no scope glint, but they can still do damages of the sniper rifles. So if you're good with the iron sights, you can get away with aiming down your sights and looking for people the entire time because you're not going to have scope glint. Let's talk about scope glint. Let's go back to the sniper rifle right here. Depending on your magnification will be the magnification of your scope glint. If I have a ×10 scope on there and I'm aiming down my rifle, basically whatever direction you're aiming in, that whole area can see you aim down your scope, and it's a big white flash on the screen. That is the way you can tell where snipers are in the game. So the difference is between a 10 and a 5. If I have a 5 times scope and I'm in the back of my my spawn and I'm aiming down, it's not going to be as powerful or as bright as a times 10. So that matters too in picking scope as well. So if I'm if I get good enough and I'm using a 5 times scope and I'm sniping long range, it's going to be a little harder for a sniper to find where I'm at, but still I'm going to make a scope glint. So just pick whatever's comfortable for you. I like using the 8 times scope, and you know how I feel about camos. I like camos, and if you want to put a bayonet on your rifle, you can. It does, to me, have a kind of a different feeling of moving the gun around when I'm looking, but it's not really that much. It's just a kind of a feel thing. I'm sure there's some data on it, but it is what it is. So you're using this gun right here, the Russian 1895 Sniper. It's obviously, it has 5 bullets. The rate of fire is 56. Let's talk about the damage drop in the bottom right. So in this game, there's something called sweet spot. Let's look at the graph right here. On the y-axis is the damage. On the x-axis is the meters of how far you are. So for example, if I'm at 75 meters and I shoot somebody at 75 meters with this gun above their waist in the torso, they are going to die instantly. Doesn't matter where I hit them, as long as it's above the hips, they die. So how can we use this to our advantage? If you find yourself always being in a certain range of sniper, say if I'm always, say, 75 meters away from the flag, or if I'm 120 meters, if my target selection, if I find more people in that range because of how I play, the style I play, I will pick that rifle. So the Gewehr 98 sweet spot, it's called sweet spot, kind of starts a little bit after 75 meters, and it's probably 140 to maybe 135, somewhere in there is where it drops off. Now, if I hit anybody above the waist, above 75 meters, they're going to die instantly. So each gun is different. The only exception to the sweet spot is, say, the Gewehr, or the Gewehr, Gewehr, I don't know. Yeah, Gewehr, same word. Is the M95 series of guns. The reason why they don't have this is because if I use the Gewehr M95 marksman rifle, the trade-off is it has no sweet spot, so I gotta hit him in the head. But it has one of the fastest fire rates of sniper, and it's also the only sniper in the game to where I can aim down sight and rechamber a bullet as I'm still aimed down sight. If you use a sniper, or if you use your sniper, you have to pull out of your scope to rechamber the bullet. With this one, you don't. You can still aim down sight and rechamber the bullets. They don't have a sniper version of this, but they do have a marksman rifle, and your marksman rifle times capped is 4. So if you're close range and you have a 4, your scope glint is going to be kind of bright. I'm not saying use 2.5, use whatever's comfortable, because you should be able to hit your shot. Anyway, the point being is each sniper's different, so you can try different snipers out and kind of find one that you like. I've always used this one as the game came out, and I've gotten really good at leading targets and knowing how much my bullet kind of weighs of the drop with gravity. So you're using this sniper right now, so I just keep using this one right there. Other than that, that's kind of all you need to know at the start. Try different weapons out. Don't cap yourself. Always try some other stuff. Let's get into gadgets. Best sidearm in the game is the Mars, so if you can unlock that, go ahead. If you don't have that, just use the default one. It doesn't really matter. I always use the trench scope and the flare spot. I'm starting to use this tripwire bomb. It's kind of funny if I just randomly put these on the map somewhere and I get kills just randomly. It's kind of funny to me, so I've been using those. But the flare spot and the trench scope is what I use with the style of play that I do. So you can venture off if you want, but this is kind of what I use right here. So yeah, there you go. We'll talk about play style and how to be an effective sniper in the next video. So